The farmer first noticed them at sunrise, not because they were loud, not because they demanded attention, but because the little girl was carrying another child on her back, her thin arms trembling with every step across the muddy field. Ethan Cole had worked this land for over 30 years. He knew the sounds of morning well, the rooster's cry, the wind brushing against wheat, the creak of the old barn door, but this was different. It was silence heavy with desperation. The girl couldn't have been more than 10. Her dress was torn at the hem, stained with dust and dried mud. Her shoes didn't match. One was cracked leather, the other barely held together with twine. Strapped to her back was a smaller child, pale, limp, her head resting against the older girl's shoulder as if sleep had claimed her. Ethan leaned against the fence, narrowing his eyes. Runaways, maybe. Or beggars. He had seen both before. The girl reached the gate and stopped. Her legs shook. She shifted the weight on her back carefully, afraid of waking the child she carried. Then she lifted her eyes, too serious for someone so young, and spoke in a voice barely louder than the wind. "Sir, please." Ethan didn't answer. She swallowed and tried again. "We don't need money. We don't need food for free." Her voice cracked. "We just need work." She adjusted the child on her back and whispered, almost as if ashamed to be asking, "Please, my sister is tired." Something tightened in Ethan's chest. He told himself not to feel it. He had buried his wife 5 winters ago. His only son had left the farm and never returned. Pain had taught him one thing: kindness could break you if you let it in. "You too young to work," Ethan said gruffly. The girl nodded quickly. "I can clean, I can carry water, I can feed animals." She paused. "I can learn fast." "And the little one?" he asked. "She can sit." The girl said, "She won't be trouble, I promise." The younger child stirred, coughing weakly. That sound did it. Ethan opened the gate. 2 names, 1 promise inside the farmhouse. The girl sat stiffly on the edge of a chair, still holding her sister, as if afraid someone might take her away. "What's your name?" Ethan asked, pouring water into a chipped mug. "Leela," she answered, "and this is Emma." Emma's eyes fluttered open briefly. They were glassy, too large for her thin face. "She hasn't eaten?" Ethan asked. Leela shook her head. "Not since yesterday morning." Ethan placed bread on the table. Leela broke it in half immediately and handed the larger piece to Emma without hesitation. "You can eat too," Ethan said. Leela shook her head again. "Later." That was the moment Ethan understood something important. This child wasn't pretending to be strong. She had already been strong for too long. Work earned with blood, and Will Ethan gave them the spare room near the kitchen. It wasn't much, 1 narrow bed, a blanket patched with age, but Leela thanked him as if he'd given her a palace. The work began the next day. Leela rose before the sun. She swept the barn, fed the chickens, hauled water until her arms burned. When Ethan tried to stop her, she only said, "Please don't take the work away." Emma sat on a crate near the barn door, wrapped in a blanket, watching her sister with quiet eyes. Days passed. Emma grew stronger with food and rest. Color returned to her cheeks. She began to smile again. Leela, however, grew thinner. Ethan noticed. She always ate last, sometimes not at all. "You eat," he ordered one night, pushing a bowl toward her. Leela hesitated, then whispered, "If food runs out, please feed Emma first." Ethan slammed his hand on the table. "Food doesn't run out here," he said sharply. "Not anymore." Leela's eyes filled with tears, but she didn't cry. She had learned that tears were a luxury. The secret in the storm, the truth came out during a storm. Rain hammered the roof, thunder shook the walls. Emma woke screaming, shaking uncontrollably. "She's scared," Leela whispered, rocking her. Ethan knelt beside them. "What happened before you came here?" Leela went still. Then, slowly, the words spilled out. Their mother had died the winter before. Their father drank what little money they had. One night he didn't come home. The landlord threw them out. Neighbors turned away. Leela carried Emma from town to town, work for food, shelters that closed doors, people who said, "Come back when you're older." "I told her we were just playing," Leela said softly. "I didn't tell her we were homeless." Ethan felt something break open inside him. When trouble arrives, not everyone approved of the girl's staying. A local man named Harris showed up one afternoon, eyes sharp with suspicion. "Word is you're keeping strays," he said. "They work." Ethan replied, "They're children, they earn their keep." Harris leaned closer. "Authorities won't like it." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He remembered his son, how he had once carried him on his shoulders through these same fields. By morning, he had made his choice. A different kind of family. Ethan rode into town and filed papers. Guardianship. When he returned, Leela was scrubbing the porch. "You don't have to work today," he said. She froze. Fear flashed across her face. "Did we do something wrong?" Ethan knelt so they were eye level. "No," he said quietly. "You did everything right." He handed her the papers. "I'm not sending you away." Leela stared, not understanding. "This farm, this house, it's your home now." Her breath caught. Emma ran forward, hugging Ethan's leg. "You won't make us leave?" Emma asked. "Never," Ethan said. Leela finally broke. She cried, not quietly, not politely, but with the full force of a child who had carried the world on her back and was finally allowed to put it down. Years later, people spoke of the farmer whose land thrived again. They spoke of two sisters, one who became a teacher, another who studied medicine. But those who knew the truth said this: the farm wasn't saved by crops or rain. It was saved the day a little girl arrived at a gate, carrying her sister, and whispered, "Please, we just need work," and found something far greater.